Three Al-Shabaab members were executed by firing squad by a military court in Mogadishu for committing capital offense. The three men have been identified as Mohammed Abdullah Akbo Omar, Sharif Mohammed Barqadle Ayanle, and Mohammed Nur Jiro. Two of the executed men were former members of the Somali Armed Forces, while the third was a senior Al-Shabaab operative who masqueraded as a doctor while being in charge of group security. All three men were found guilty of killing civilians and government officials, as well as staging explosions that resulted in numerous deaths, particularly in Mogadishu. The Somali government appears to be hastening the execution of death sentences, as all three men were recently convicted in military courts. In mid-January, Somali Armed Forces Court sentenced Mohammed Abdi Jiro, also known as Dr. Fana, to death. Jiro pretended to be a neurologist and possessed forged military ranks and international organization identification cards. The imposter had even obtained military uniforms bearing the rank of a major. During a televised court hearing, he admitted to planning a suicide attack on clan delegates during the election of federal MPs last year. Mohammed Abdullah Abko Omar was found guilty in mid-December of plotting a terror attack on Aden Abdullah Airport in Mogadishu. Omar was discharged from the Somali Armed Forces in 2018. He joined Al-Shabaab, was in charge of transporting the two assailants who killed a member of Somalia's Special Force. Mohammed Abdullah Abko Omar was found guilty in mid-September of plotting a terror attack on Aden Abdullah Airport in Mogadishu. Omar, who was discharged from the Somali Armed Forces in 2018, joined Al-Shabaab and was in charge of transporting the two assailants who killed a member of Somalia's Specialized Police Force at the airport in March 2022. Omar was also found guilty of participating in an explosion that targeted the Villa Baidoa military base. On January 12, Mohammed Barqadle Ayanle, a former Somalian National Army captain, was sentenced to death for facilitating terror attacks on behalf of Al-Shabaab. Ayanle assisted the group in planting car bombs throughout Mogadishu in 2019, killing a total of 27 people. According to the court, Ayanle permitted Al-Shabaab to pass through checkpoints and park their explosive-laden vehicles in busy commercial areas. Ayanle was also found guilty of selling weapons to the group. Ayanle's conviction came amid the arrest of several government soldiers involved in the Villa Reyes Hotel attack in Mogadishu that killed 8 civilians on November 28.